Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with Scraplift Crafternoon. This is new for me and we will be scraplifting Michelle, the scattered scrapper. And I just was scraplifted last weekend by I'd Rather Be Scrapbooking, which is Kimberly, and Scrapping Harden, which is Christine. And I was so excited and flattered that I asked if I could join them. So this week they have selected Michelle and a really neat sketch or layout, I say. I'm so used to doing sketches of her daughter and using all these gorgeous colors and papers. It is a fall themed layout, and it's just the one picture. It's got lots of circles, some paper scrap layers, which is fantastic because I love using scraps, and that is my goal for the year. I have decided to use the Paige Evans Wonders collection. I have quite a few individual papers. I've got my creative memory circle punches because I'm going to use those to cut out the circles because I really want to stick as close to the scrap lift as possible. So I have this one picture of my daughter on spring break, so I kind of went the opposite season as Michelle. I'm going to try and use some of my scraps, and they're not very big, so I'm not going to be able to use too many of them. And then I have the ephemera, a sticker book, and a sticker pack from Paige Evans Wonders. So I'm very excited, and all these great papers. So I've got my stickers, my papers, my punches, and a picture, and a great layout to scrap lift. So let's see how this goes. So the first thing I did was go through all my papers, and oh, they're so lovely. So you see some of them I pull down further, and those are the ones I'm considering. So if I don't think I'm going to use them, I leave them up at the top, and the ones that I think I might use, I pull down a little. So because this is a beach layout and these are not beach papers, I thought that I'd go with anything blue. So I pulled the 3 blue papers I had, and I also pulled this green one out because I need something with some contrast. So I thought that I would look into these. So these are the 2 that I picked for my base page and mat. So Michelle has matted hers, and so I wanted to do the same, but of course I gutted it because I do not do waste if I can help it. So I gut that dark blue paper in the background. I love that floral is gorgeous, and I am not a floral person, you all. Not that anybody watching my videos in the last year would ever believe that. So I decided to use that green as my picture mat, and I give it a 1/4 inch border around. And I did cut the light blue pattern paper to 11.5 by 11.5, so it also gives me a good 1/4 inch border, and or half, 1/4 inch. Shoo. And I pick my paper layers. Of course, I didn't use scraps because I didn't have any yet, but I do now. I picked those because that pink on the top has the butterflies on the back. And so I'm not making as many scraps. And I sped this up quite a bit so that I could get through all of this and still see the process. So I cut my circles out of some scraps and the leftover papers. And then I went through the ephemera kit to see I need a journaling space, and hers is in the bottom right corner. Wow. So I wanted to kind of stick, like I said, very close to her sketch or her layout. And so I pulled anything that was circular out of the ephemera, and they have these 3 different things. One says keep on the sunny side, one says smiles and sunshine, and one says dreamer. So I'm certain I want to use that keep on the sunny side. So I leave that there, and I'm thinking about the sunshine and smiles as well, but put the dreamer away in my ephemera box. And then I put away my scraps by putting them in a binder clip, because that way I can still keep them in my little container with the big papers, because if I set them somewhere else, I'll forget I have them, and they will not get used until one day I'll go, oh, shoot. So anyway, so I just realized that the back of that floral paper is the pink paper. The back of this green is the butterflies. Sorry, I knew that I had just used 2 papers to get that the layers in the back. So I want to do, like I said, something very similar to what Michelle did. So I leave that gap in between the top paper and the bottom two so that I can fill that in with some circles. And my circles are not going to be neatly across the page like hers. I knew that it would not be straight because I just don't scrapbook straight. But I I'm kind of a wonky, little cockeyed kind of person. Now, I'm trying to make sure this is straight, but I didn't, because my picture is big and there's not that much space, and I cut my circles in a bit bigger. Well, I don't know how big hers are, but I figured that I would just kind of clutter them up on the sides. So you'll see how I end up doing that when I get done placing the journaling card. And I want that down here in the bottom corner, just like she has it. And I'm looking at these tags, and I'm thinking I'm going to pull that pink tag right there, that little label. And so I think, oh, I'm going to use this other side that says something about exploring. But then I decide to go back to using the pink because the blue is going to come right there to the end of that blue paper, and I don't want that. So I'm bringing the pink down to the bottom because other than the butterflies, there's no pink down there yet. And so I figured I would go ahead and use that label to put the date on in a little bit. So then I start putting the circles kind of like she has them, but I'm not happy with the circles that I have to cover the gap between the picture or the papers. So I decided that I was going to move all of those over and try something different. And I get this and it covers that space perfectly, and I decided to put it up on a fun foam. Now, while I'm doing that, I want you all to please go to the Scattered Scrappers YouTube channel and watch her videos. She is fantastic. She's done some really cool layouts. I've been watching ever since they told me about her. I have been watching lots and lots of her videos, and I probably watched this video that she did for this layout 4 times so I could get a better feel for how she did her layout. She is very bubbly, and she uses scraps, which makes me happy. And some of her layouts that I have watched her create are super fantastic, and I may very well be scrap lifting more in the future. So you should head over, and then you should also, in the description below, you'll find her link, as well as I'd Rather Be Scrapbooking and Scrap and Harden. And you need to check them out as well because they are awesome. I really enjoyed watching their videos last weekend when they said they had scrap lifted me. And I'm glad I did. I had already had Scrap and Harden in my subscriptions, but I had not seen videos from I'd Rather Be Scrapbooking, which is Kimberly. So you should definitely check them out and see how they interpreted this scrap lift as well. It has been such a cool week getting to watch these videos and finding new people for me to watch, because I love to watch other scrapbook YouTubers while I am scraplifting or scrapbooking, because it just gives me so much inspiration. So I needed another circle over here, and I was going to do the pink, changed my mind, decided I wanted blue because I've got I know there's more blue on the left than there is on the right, but I'm okay with that. I don't necessarily feel like it needs to be one here, one there, one here, one there. I just tried to make sure that it was pretty even in the circles. So I am going to add some more things like this circular sticker in pink on the right. It's going to says love. And there's 2 other ones on there I considered using, but I felt like that really rounded out the circles. That was an unintentional pun. So then I also take this little half circle that says fun and put it down at the bottom, because that's going to bring the green down to the bottom. And then I'm going to have that green in another space oh, well, I already put it down. It says hello there on that yellow circle on the left. So now I have that triangle of green, and I like that a lot. I don't always do the whole visual triangles because I just kind of scrap how I feel. But when I can, really focus and look at that and stuff, I do love to put the different colors all across the page so that it is just all cohesive. So I got a lot of the little circular stickers out of the sticker pack, and some of them are hearts, some of them are flowers. I pull some that have gold in them because that Keep on the Sunny Side has gold all around the outside of it. And so I wanted to go ahead and add a little bit more gold so it didn't seem so alone. I don't want it to be alone. So I took a little floral that has the same flower pattern in it as the one in the journaling spot on the bottom, and I matted it on white and then tucked it up underneath that hello there, and I really like the way that that turned out. And then I put that down on white paper that was literally in my trash. It was the backside of some pattern paper that was just a small little piece. I'm all about using the scraps, guys, all about it. So I just continue to add a bunch of circles on here. I didn't want to add any other shapes other than, of course, the florals, and I'm going to bring in a couple other things here in a minute. I put this floral on a blue, with the bottom of that blue tag, and the way that I use those tags that were in my scraps, I will be able to use the top portion of those tags still. Especially the pink one still has quite a bit of the tag left, and then the blue one has the top part of the tag, so I can just tuck that behind something in the future. I love being able to do that. I'm just not going to toss something if I can use it. I am not a hoarder. I am a penny pincher. Maybe because I'm a bookkeeper. I don't know. So I get that floral up at the top, which is very similar to the layout that Michelle did. She has a floral up at the top corner as well. And so then I decide I don't want to do a title with this. I think I'm just going to continue with Keep on the Sunny Side as my title, possibly. But I don't want to use it with the separate alpha, so I just put a 1-9 at the bottom because this was in 2019, even though I do add the full date on that little label. And then I get the Wonders sticker sheet out, and I wasn't sure if I was going to use anything on here because it's not circular and I really didn't want to pull, like I said, other shapes. But I did decide to bring this Enjoy the Moment banner, and I was going to tuck it under the flower, but I really like being able to see the entire thing. It's fishtailed on both sides, and so I just put it on top of the flower by just a little bit. And then I think I pull, a butterfly off of here, and I put that on the top of the right circles. She has some like leaves and things on her, like mixed in her circles, and I like that a lot. But obviously leaves aren't going to work for me in the beach theme, so I got butterflies, and I did a pink one over there in the top right, and then I got this blue one off of the clear sticker sheet, so I had to mat it, and I matted it on pink, so it would bring a little more pink over to the left side. And I moved a few things around. This is what happens when you put the little stuff down first, And then I pulled my Muji pins out and tried to decide if I wanted a light pink or a dark pink, and I ended up going with navy blue. I thought the pink would not, I wanted that contrast. So I just journaled quickly about how my daughter and my niece went down to the pier on the beach, which is 3 miles from our beach house, and had a good old time and took some pictures. So then I decide, even though I don't think I remember seeing Michelle putting any ink on her page, I do love to bring in a little bit of ink. So I use this Delusions shimmer spray in white linen, and then I'm going to call it done. So here is Michelle's layout. Please go and check her video out. Oh, look, I slowed this down like super slow. So I'm going to show you the up close, and I hope you all will go and check this out. And oh, wow, a little too slow. Sorry about that, guys. So please go check out Michelle and Kimberly and Christine. And if you all love this layout, please scraplift it, but make sure you tag Michelle or at least give her props for this awesome layout. So have a great day, and I hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping!